G'day folks, how you going? Just continuing the In the Garden series this spring. There's a lot to capture. I can't escape these August winds. They've well and truly come in, but drying the block out, which is good. This is one you might be interested in. This is Grevillea flexuosa. It's a Western Australian species and it's actually endangered. Threatened with extinction in Western Australia, growing northeast of Perth in a small localised area, but it's a very common plant in cultivation around Australia. The thing with this one for East Coast gardens is you buy a grafted form. So I believe it's grafted onto something like Grevillea robusta, or possibly something similar to that, you know, a nice robust Grevillea, strong Grevillea on the East Coast. So when you buy one, if you're not in Western Australia, maybe get a grafted form, and the grafted forms are a lot more durable and they cope with the East Coast humidity, and otherwise they just die off too quickly and they're a bit unreliable. So this is late August, and it's about as good as it's going to get, I think. You can just see the number of cylindrical heads all over it. Just people sort of calling these catkin-like Grevillea spikes or racemes or whatever they might be, but you've just got heads of many flowers here. These spikes are about maybe 4 centimetres long by about 15 millimetres wide. You got this really prickly foliage, nice and sturdy, almost with a plasticky like feel to it. They're pretty prickly, so it might make good bird habitat. This plant's only been in about 2 to 3 years, and one of the things I've done, as you can probably see, I've just planted it too close to this path. And what that means is in the growing season, I'm pretty much pruning it every 5 minutes just to keep it off the path. I don't mind how it goes upwards, and I don't mind how it goes backwards to the fence there. It's made a nice dense bush inside. There's European honeybees all over it, and it happily sprawls back that way. But at the front here, I've just got to prune it pretty consistently, sort of almost every weekend sort of thing, and just try and do a job of getting rid of these, spurs that come off. A couple of people have bumped into it and they can get a cut arm or a cut hand, if they're carrying the shopping pass or something like that. So it's a bit hazardous, but I've just got to take a bit more time getting these sort of dead spurs off. But I'm happy to do that, and look, this has been the result. This season, it's pretty good. We've just had a week of, hot, dry winds, and I think it's sort of starting to fade past its best, but it's really nice. The flowers have a very interesting smell. It's sort of like baking cookies. So like you got some cookie dough and just thrown it in the oven. That's the best I can sort of describe the smell as, and it's really strong. So it's this cooking like cooking cookies like sort of smell. Yeah, it's really weird. Some of these Grevilleas they do have some unusual smells in some of them. But yeah, European honeybees all over it. There's native bees as well. Yesterday, I would have counted about 30 European honeybees, and they're on it again this morning. So beautiful plant, well worth trying. As far as I know, it doesn't have any weedy potential outside its natural habitat. Remember, it's threatened in its natural habitat, so it might have a bit of a feel-good sort of attitude to growing it if we're preserving a threatened plant. But it is a grafted form, so not exactly natural, but maybe we're preserving the genetics of it a bit by growing it. Very popular with Australian Plant Society. So give it a go. Just give it 5 by 5 metres to spread out. Don't do what I've done and plant it too close to a path. But once it's in, it's incredibly hardy. It's really hardy. You won't have to water it much. Just got to keep the pruning going. Just watch out for the foliage. It's a little bit prickly. Happy botanising.